Thanks. Let's start with a few thoughts from you on the game.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit, but I'm guessing you're asking for an opening statement. Yeah. Okay. Good. I was so glad to be back home. This group's been through quite a journey over the last couple of weeks. I was excited for Carmichael to see the growth of this team. I thought it was the best we've had all year at sharing the basketball, which led to obviously great shots. Really happy for Eva. It's a team she hasn't beaten in a conference that she's played in. And just, her line 9.7 assists is sort of what she is for us, which is a scorer and a guy who can distribute play and not just a competitor. So, we have a week to get better. And so far we're sweeping during the week and we're getting better on the practice floor, and it's paying off.
The ball just didn't seem to get stuck. Constant movement. Is that the crispest you've seen offensively this season?
Yeah, for sure. I think, as I tell my guys, that passing requires kind of three things. It requires a skill, it requires vision, and it requires willingness. With the way that we defend, we prove that we're willing to do anything to help our team win. It's the vision and the skill that we're still developing. And these are all kids that are used to having the ball in their hands all the time. And so they were maybe played with high school teammates where they couldn't lean on. So it's a growth process. And that's kind of before they get to the next level, they have to be really good at that. So we're working with them on that, and they're obviously taking steps forward.
Can I ask about Deja also? Obviously the big offensive game, but she seems to have really stepped up her defense since last season. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. I'm happy to talk with Deja about the defense. Last year, we had to hide her in all different ways. Actually, I watch film with her. We watch film after every game. And the last one, I said, it's the first time since I've been with you that I've actually kind of created our own chapter on defensive angles and gaps and blockouts. And so, the kid wants to be great. The only way you can be great is to continue to add layers to your game. I'm glad that you guys are noticing that she's doing that.
Jay, anything?
Yeah, Coach, it seems like every game, all three games that you played in Carmichael, you've gotten off to a really, really fast start. And the game has kind of basically been over by halftime. Just kind of talk about what's your team feel, how it feels comfortable playing in here, like what makes you guys so successful so early in Carmichael Arena.
Yeah, I mean, it's been obviously the fans that we've been able to accumulate. We're continuing to grab attention, and that's increasing our crowd, which is just the environment makes it more fun. But really it's happening on the road too. I mean, this is a group of guys that I give a lot of credit to, our top group, and that they are ensuring, they're taking pride in that we come out and we set our own tone with our own standard. And then, obviously having Eva ready to go quickly if we need her just gives you a level of comfort. So yeah, I would say it's kind of what we want to do, is set our tone and set our standard right from the tip.
And then in the second half, basically when the three games at home have kind of gotten out of hand, how do you keep everybody invested to say, hey, even though you're not going to, we're going to have the starting group and they're going to get out to a big lead, how do you make sure they stay engaged to help because the second team obviously still continues playing at a really high level. How do you make sure that both groups play with the same effort and energy that you're looking for?
Just a respect for the game, a respect for your own contribution in it, and a respect for our program, right? I mean, I think if you're given time, that's time that's taken from somebody else. And so it's just a level of respect that this team has for one another and for the program, that whether you're in or out, you're contributing. And so that's just a baseline bottom level expectation. And we know that the younger guys, or the guys that have less experience, we have to be a little bit more patient with. And I give their teammates a lot of credit. They're patient with the ones they have to be patient with, and they kind of challenge the ones they need to challenge, the older guys. So yeah, it was just, it's just what being on a team's about.
We could hear before the press conference started that they were sounded pretty happy, pretty festive. How is it when you have these video game numbers like this? It's just has to be the whole game has to be joyful for the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, this is how they are in practice too. I mean, this is a group that really loves the game and they love each other. And that's so oversaid and so cliche in coaching. And it's just, I haven't said it, right? I've never said it. So I don't overuse that. I think it's really sacred. And what these guys have contributed and how they've come together and how connected they are. They love game day because it's the one time a week or twice a week where it's us versus them, right? Because otherwise they're battling in practice all the time. So there's always a happiness to this group. But on game day, I think it's the excitement that they're finally all on the same team. Carly and Eva have given a great energy to this group. And then their tri-captain, Jalen Murray too, they just don't put up with kind of low energy or selfishness. And so therefore our team doesn't put up with that either.
What about the three-pointers? Usually it's one or two players hitting three-pointers in every game. Seems like everybody was making them today. And what do you attribute that to? Just everything come together.
Yeah, no, ball movement. I mean, when you move the ball, you get great shots. And, that requires that requires vision, and it requires a skill set. And our guys really were able to find each other in open opportunities. And, and then therefore everyone's efficiency is better. So, it was the best I've seen at sharing the ball, and our shooting percentage followed.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Absolutely. The players are up next. Okay. We'll go oldest first. We'll go to the 1,000-point score.
Thank you.
Hey, someone else is talking about your defense.
Hi, Eva.
Hi.
Congrats on hitting that milestone. How about a few thoughts from you on that, on reaching 1,000 points, and then we'll take questions.
I mean, it's amazing to be able to achieve that, especially with this group of people. And even against JMU, I think makes it even more special because that's a team that I've played for the past 2-3 years. And so I give a big credit to my teammates and just finding me and really being intentional with getting me those shots today.
So you talk about the perimeter shooting today. Everybody seemed to be able to get open, and it really was a big weapon for you guys.
Yeah, I think we've done a really good job of getting to the rim lately. And so JMU was really in tune to that, and they overcompensated. And so a lot of people were kind of sinking into the paint, which allowed for wide open 3-point shots. And like Coach kind of said as well, we were just moving the ball and we saw each other. And I think that's going to be something we have to do consistently in order to be successful.
How are you doing? I noticed you still have that place where you took a header against Minnesota.
I'm doing fine. My body's used to taking hits at this point, so I just take them and keep going.
Well, I hope you don't get many like that.
No, this one's almost gone.
Yeah. But what about the games with video game numbers like this? It just has to be a joy to go through a game like this.
It is. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and this group is fun to play with, even in tight games like a Minnesota. And so then to have a game like this where we can come home and play this well in front of our home crowd again. I mean, there's no other way that you want to play, especially at home. So that's the hope, to just keep doing that.
Thank you.
Eva, congratulations on the milestone. How did your previous knowledge of JMU scouting reports and their players from your time at William & Mary kind of help you prepare for this game over the past couple of days, help your teammates prepare, and then ultimately allow you to score this 1,000th point?
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because Coach Joe was on scout for this game, and before they even really told us like which men's players were who, I kind of was like, Coach Joe, that's that person, right? Because I could just kind of tell by how she instructed them to play. And like Kiki Jefferson and stuff, I played against her multiple times. The team has churned over a little bit, but I knew a lot of their tendencies and what they're good at. So bringing that in made me pretty comfortable. And then just to hit 1,000 points, I mean, had nothing to do with JMU. It was all my teammates.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Eva.
Oh, thanks. Go get him, Tiger.
Hi, Deja.
Hi.
Few quick thoughts on the game to open, and then we'll take questions.
I thought the game was really good for us, a really good win at home. Thought we shared the ball really well. We were playing really well on the defensive end, getting stops that led to offense. So it was just a really fun game, and it felt really good to be back in Carmichael.
Hey, congratulations, Deja. Obviously, the scoring is coming well, but the defense seems to be, your defense is going better than last season. What do you attribute that, and how has that progression come about?
Just really me locking in on that end, and knowing that I have to be a two-way player. And Coach Banghart really emphasizing that for me and really showing me film on where I need to get better as far as my angles and like my help defense. So just really locking in on that end mentally and just being where I'm supposed to be. And
I knew you had some good shooting range, but I didn't know it was quite that good until at Minnesota. You don't expect
that was
to shoot
a crazy
that
shot.
many.
I'm still shocked I made that. It's crazy.
Thanks.
Yeah, Deja, is it something about this building or the JMU opponent, or just what do you think was the main reason, or 2 or 3 main reasons why you guys were able to shoot so well? You shot over 50% from the field and over 66.7% from three. What allowed you guys to shoot so efficiently?
Like Coach said, I think just us moving the ball really well allowed a lot of open shots for us. And we've been practicing, so we were able to knock them down. So once we move the ball, like we did today, I think that'll open up a lot of shots for a lot of people, especially on the 3-point line, since we've been attacking the paint really well. So since people are crowding the paint, then I think that we're going to have open shooters that are able to knock them down.
What about the 3-pointers today? Obviously, most of the games this season, it's been maybe one or two are hitting 3-pointers, but it seemed like everybody was hitting them today, and this makes you guys really dangerous, particularly when they're worried about the inside game.
Absolutely. That just makes us really versatile. So people are playing our drives now just based off of our last couple games. So like I said, that opened up the 3-point line for us, and we were able to knock them down.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you kind of talk about Anya Poole's presence in the middle? She led y'all in rebounds with 10, but she always seems to start the fast break that you or Alyssa seems to finish. So just kind of talk about Anya and how her interior presence help you guys both move the ball down the floor and set you up for these open 3-pointers.
Absolutely. Anya has grown so much from last year, and she's definitely a big factor in our success. Her just dominating the boards and, finishing right around the rim has been really good for us with that inside presence. So just being able to dump down to her, for her to get offensive rebounds and putbacks, I think that just really helps our team. And it also helps us because she's a willing passer. So to kick out for threes is really helpful. So Anya has been a really good player for us.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Deja.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, you guys. Just looking through, it looks like equal to the season high for assists, season high for 3-pointers, and again, the best in Division I this year so far for 3-point percentage.
Right.
So,
All right.
Thank you.
thanks. See you later.
Thanks, Dana.
Yeah.